This is the Mad Genius motion capture system. It adds motion-sensitive and location-sensitive control to games, even if the game didn't originally have motion controls. We'll be looking at the Mad Genius system with the Halo Anniversary Edition on an Xbox 360. There have been no modifications to the Xbox 360 hardware or the Halo game software. This is only the proof of concept prototype. The final version will be wireless and will look much prettier. Here the controls are behaving as a standard Xbox controller. All buttons and sticks move like normal Xbox controls. This mode is always available, so you can always return to the original game controls at any time. Now she stands up and splits the controller into two halves. The system is now tracking her movement and moving the game character to match. The controller can do this because the system knows exactly where she is in the room. The analog stick is still working. She can use the motion to move in combat and to find cover, yet still use the analog stick to move longer distances than the room allows. She puts her right arm out to aim. The system sees this and uses the tracking for the right hand to aim the gun. Here again, the analog stick is still working even while the motion tracking is active. She can use the motion to aim, yet still have the analog stick available at all times. Using motion to move the character and to aim the gun can be done simultaneously. Here she moves forward and back, left and right to move the character in the game, while aiming the gun at the same time, also with motion. All of the standard buttons and analog sticks are still available. We haven't taken anything away, just added the ability to use movement. This is the aiming from the player's view. The response is immediate and precise due to the controller's unprecedented tracking accuracy. Most important for aiming is the controller's ability to track very small and very slow movements without any jitter. The player can easily fine-tune aiming even on very small targets just before taking the shot. A new dedicated button, the grab button, is there for when the player runs out of room to move or wants to get to a more comfortable position. This grab button suspends the motion tracking. The player can move to a different position without affecting gameplay. Release this button and the motion tracking resumes. Bumping the controller down changes the weapon. Bumping to the right reloads. Now for some actual gameplay.
Alert! Covenant dropship inbound.
She's using the grab button to look around.
I recommend immediate evasion.
All of the normal buttons still work, so she uses one to zoom in. Adjusting with the grab button.
Alert! Covenant dropship has detected us. Here they come.
The motion aiming also works while seated on the couch. Players don't have to stand. They can aim with motion and use the analog stick to move the game character. Bumping the controller forward strikes with the weapon. Now she's moving and aiming simultaneously inside the ship. She can step to the side to get cover while reloading, and then step back in again to attack.
Covering fire!
The analog stick still works for longer distances. She then uses motion for combat. Shooting moving targets is easy when you can just aim with your hand. It works just as well from the couch. Movement can be used to duck in and out of cover to catch enemies unprepared. Then aim and shoot. Here is more actual gameplay from the couch. You can choose how you play at any time. You can play with the system as a normal Xbox controller, seated on the couch and aim with motion, or stand up to both move and aim with motion.
You're all gonna die!
The controller can also be used as a steering wheel to drive the Warthog.
Oh yeah!
You can also steer while standing.
I've hacked into the Covenant battle network. We're actually broadcasting tactical data on unencrypted channels. We should show them who they're dealing with. Master Chief?
You can change from steering the Warthog to aiming and moving while playing. You can also go from steering on the couch to standing up to move and aim with motion. Fire from the Warthog's gun and aim with motion tracking. All of this is possible because the Mad Genius motion capture system tracks where you are in the room, not just your movements. And it does this with an unprecedented accuracy of 1/100th of an inch. That's a quick look at the Mad Genius motion capture system. The controller works on any console or PC and can work with any game, no matter how old. Pull out your old games and play them in a whole new way with motion capture.
Nice one!
Look us up on Facebook, Tumblr, and Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for updates on later videos.